Is Charlotte really the sweet spot for families who want great schools without breaking the bank? Here is the promise. In the next few minutes, you will get a calm, numbers-driven look at living in Charlotte as a family. Housing taxes, insurance, schools, commutes, and 2 real monthly budgets you can copy. I track cost of living stories for a living, and I will keep this simple and practical, our 3-beat roadmap. First, why Charlotte right now? Second, the money side of daily life, rent versus buy, utilities, transport, insurance, salaries and taxes. Third, schools and safety at a high level, then 2 budget scenarios and a clear verdict. In about 30 seconds, you will hear the one tax detail most newcomers miss. Why this city now? Charlotte sits at the crossroads of finance, healthcare, logistics, and advanced manufacturing. Bank headquarters hum in the skyline. 2 major hospital systems anchor thousands of jobs, and the airport connects you to most of the country with direct flights. Growth has been steady. Families come for work, relative affordability, mild winters, and access to mountains and beaches within a long weekend drive. Housing. Let us start with the rent you can expect today. Typical 1-bedroom apartments commonly land around $1,600 per month in popular in-town areas, with 3-bedroom rentals often near $2,300 per month as you move into family-friendly neighborhoods. You will pay more walking distance to the light rail or top amenities, and a little less as you head outward along the Beltway, thinking about buying. Recent sales point to a median sale price in the ballpark of $400,000 across the metro, with many in-city listings clearing closer to the mid-400s and outer ring homes coming in lower. A rough, typical price per square foot often sits around $220, with renovated bungalows and new builds pushing higher. Homeowners Association dues for townhomes and condos usually range from $200 to $400 monthly, depending on amenities. When you compare rent versus buy, try a quick gross yield check. Annualized rent on a 3-bedroom at roughly $2,300 per month comes to about $27,600 per year. Divide that by a $400,000 purchase and you get just under 7% before vacancies, taxes, insurance and repairs. It is a simple first filter. Here is the property tax twist I promised. North Carolina property taxes are assessed locally and are moderate by national standards. Effective rates in many Charlotte addresses often fall around the low 1% range of market value, sometimes a little below and sometimes a little above, depending on the city or town boundary. The key is that rates differ across the county lines, so the same $400,000 home can have noticeably different annual tax bills 2 neighborhoods apart. Always run the exact parcel through the county calculator before you sign. Utilities and internet. Electricity bills in North Carolina generally land around the mid-100s per month for a typical household, higher in peak summer and during cold snaps. Water, sewer and trash for a modest home often run in the $80 to $110 range, depending on usage and irrigation. Fiber internet is widely available in many Charlotte neighborhoods, with entry plans typically around $50 to $70 per month and multi-gig tiers in select areas. If you work from home, that fiber line is one of the easiest quality of life upgrades you can make. Transport and commuting. The average commute time in the metro hovers around the upper 20s in minutes. If you work uptown, monthly garage parking often pencils near the low 100s to the mid 100s dollars depending on location. The light rail and bus network provide reliable corridors, and monthly passes stay under $100, a helpful alternative for students and office commuters on fixed routes. If you drive, remember to budget for insurance and fuel, even if parking is free at your job site. Insurance realities. Auto insurance in Charlotte is generally lower than coastal hotspots, but higher than small-town North Carolina. A common full coverage premium lands around $1,800 per year for a clean record, which is about $150 per month. Homeowners and condo premiums vary widely by age of roof, construction type, and distance to flood-prone creek corridors. Many owners pay somewhere in the low 100s per month for a standard single-family policy, with separate flood coverage only required if your address sits in a mapped flood zone. Renters insurance remains one of the best bargains in the market, often between $15 and $25 monthly for typical limits. Jobs and salaries. Banking, healthcare, logistics, engineering, education, and a growing tech and product scene anchor the job base. As ballpark markers, software developers in the metro frequently see offers around the low 100s to the 120,000s per year. Registered nurses around the upper 70s to low 80s. And project managers around the upper 80s to low 90s, depending on industry. Use those ranges as a gut check when you compare take-home pay with local rent or a potential mortgage. Taxes and your paycheck. North Carolina uses a flat state income tax rate that is lower than many states and continues to trend down over time. There is no city wage tax. You will still see federal income and payroll taxes withheld, plus sales tax when you shop. The combination keeps Charlotte attractive compared with high-tax metros, especially for dual-income households with kids. Schools and safety, high level. Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools serve most of the county with neighborhood assignments, magnet programs, language immersion tracks, and specialized academies. Families often create a short list that includes both in-district neighborhoods and nearby districts across the county lines, where independent school systems operate, such as Union County to the southeast or Cabarrus County to the northeast. Across the river, some families even compare Fort Mill in South Carolina for its schools and new construction. As always, school fit is deeply personal, so touring campuses, reviewing report cards, and speaking with other parents will tell you more than any single score. On safety, conditions vary block by block as in any growing metro. The best practice is to visit at different times of day, look up recent neighborhood dashboards, and match what you see with your commute and school plan. Healthcare access. The region is anchored by two major systems with broad networks of primary care, emergency services, and specialty clinics. Employer health plans dominate coverage for many newcomers. A typical employee share for a single plan often lands in the low hundreds of dollars per month, while family plans frequently fall in the mid to high hundreds per month, depending on deductible levels. Common deductibles range from about $1,500 to around $3,000 for single coverage and roughly $3,000 to $6,000 for family coverage. Check your network to confirm your preferred hospitals are in plan before open enrollment closes. Now, 2 monthly budget snapshots you can adapt today. Scenario 1. A solo renter who wants convenience and a straightforward commute. Start with a 1-bedroom apartment at roughly $1,600 per month. Add electricity at about $150. Add water, sewer, and trash at around $80. Add fiber internet at $60. If you drive and park uptown, add a monthly garage at about $150 and budget $150 per month for auto insurance, plus around $120 for fuel and routine maintenance. Renter's insurance at $20 rounds out the basics. Before groceries, phone plan, streaming, and going out, you are near $2,830 per month. If you trade the garage for a monthly transit pass under $100, you can shave roughly $50 to $100 from that total, depending on your exact parking cost. Scenario 2. A family of 3 renting a 3-bedroom in a school-conscious area. Begin with rent at about $2,300 per month. Electricity at around $190. Water, sewer, and trash at roughly $110. Fiber internet at $70. If you keep 2 cars but avoid paid parking, plan for about $300 per month in auto insurance and roughly $250 in fuel and maintenance. Add $30 for renter's insurance. If your employer does not fully cover dependents, set aside a realistic family health plan share in the mid-hundreds per month. Let us use $450 for this example. That core budget lands near $3,700 per month before groceries, childcare, extracurriculars, and savings. The biggest swing items for families are childcare, health plan design, and housing choice, so run those first when you compare neighborhoods. Rent versus buy, the monthly picture. For a $400,000 home with a standard down payment, principal and interest can easily sit around the low 2,000s per month, depending on your interest rate and loan program. Add property taxes at roughly the low 1% effective range. Homeowners insurance in the low 100s, and any homeowners association dues between $200 and $400. And many buyers see an all-in monthly in the upper 2,000s to low 3,000s. If your rent for similar space is above that range and you plan to stay 5 years or longer, ownership starts to pencil. If you value flexibility or expect to move within a couple of years, renting keeps risk low while you learn the city and the school options. A few quick money savers that locals swear by. First, tour the same neighborhood on a weekday morning and a weekend afternoon. Traffic, noise, and school pickup lines can feel totally different. Second, if you can live near a frequent light rail stop, a monthly pass can replace a downtown parking contract and cut your driving stress in half. Third, compare employer health plans by total yearly cost, not just the monthly premium. A slightly higher premium with a much lower deductible can be the smarter choice for families with regular care needs. Fourth, when you shop for homeowners or renters insurance, ask about bundling with auto and installing simple safety devices. Discounts add up quickly. Let us close the loop. Why Charlotte for families? You get a diverse job market, moderate taxes, a wide range of school options, and neighborhoods that feel like small towns with big city amenities nearby. The trade-offs show up in housing competition within the most sought-after school zones, rising car insurance compared with smaller North Carolina towns, and longer commutes if you pick a far suburban address. None of those are deal breakers, but they are line items to plan, not surprises to discover later. Here is the quick summary and next steps. Typical rent lands around $1,600 for a one-bedroom and about $2,300 for a three-bedroom. Recent median sale prices fall near $400,000, with many homes clustering by neighborhood. Utilities and fiber are predictable line items. Commutes average in the high 20s in minutes, with viable transit choices on key corridors. Auto insurance and homeowners premiums are manageable if you shop aggressively. North Carolina keeps a flat state income tax and moderate property taxes. Schools require hands-on research and early applications for magnets and choice programs. Your homework this week is simple. Build a two-neighborhood shortlist, price your exact commute, pull the property tax estimate on any home you love, and map school options by grade band. Do that, and you will know whether Charlotte fits your family's life and your family's budget. If this helped, tell me which city you want next, and then watch the next breakdown so you can compare side by side before you make a move.